Hi, this is Theresa, Podeiko Poole with American Legion Post 7 here in Easton, Mass. And today is our fifth segment of our panel discussion, and it's going to be with Cory Ahonen, who is both the Town of Easton Veteran Service Officer as well as representative for American Legion Post 7 Ceremonies. So we are going to talk about the ceremonies that we participate in and how we do our part for the town of Easton. Thank you, Cory, for coming.
Thank you, Theresa, for inviting me.
You're welcome. So one of the first things we wanted to talk about was the Memorial Day Parade coming up.
Perfect timing.
Yes, next week. So if you could tell us a little bit about it and maybe some of the things that we're going to be able to do.
Absolutely, thank you. So this year's exciting, particularly it's the first Memorial Day Parade back since the pandemic. So 2019 was our last time we actually had a full-scale parade. Since then we've had to do ceremonies with smaller crowds or no crowd and have it televised, which those were interesting. And we kind of had to adapt and overcome and continue to honor our veterans and honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. As we know, Memorial Day is a day to honor the men and women who served in our armed forces and who died in service to our country. I think it's very important to remember that distinction. So as I said, we're going to be doing this parade. It'll be on Monday, May 30th, 2022. And we're going to be stepping off at 1 p.m. The parade route will look a little different this year due to some construction and projects going on with the Depot Street and Center Street work. So we are going to be using traditionally what's known by many as the Veterans Day route. We'll form up at the post office right near Washington Plaza, which is the corner of Route 138 and Main Street. And if you're marching in the parade, we ask that you be there no later than 12:30, just so we can work out placement and get everyone set up. And we're going to step off at 1 p.m. and we're hoping for beautiful weather, nice day. We're going to have all sorts of scouts. Our local elected officials will be here. Our state elected officials will be here. Veterans. We'll have the rifle squad, flag detail. Fire trucks, police cars, the whole thing. So I know we even have a couple of Jeep Club members from one of our Legion members who's a part of that.
So if you're a veteran and you need a ride or you're not able to march, just let us know and we'll arrange for you to get a ride in one of the open Jeeps.
Yeah, we'll make space in a vehicle that's going that way. So as I said, step off at 1, arrive at 12:30, and then we're going to march down Main Street, and we will turn onto Sullivan Ave and head down to Veterans Memorial Park, where we will form up and have our ceremony. We have a very special parade marshal this year. It's going to be Captain George Wannett of Easton. Captain Wannett's a former POW during the Vietnam War. He fought in the Battle of Loc Ninh and received the Distinguished Service Cross, and he is a very, very interesting story to tell. So it'll be a pleasure to hear what he has to say, and
I look forward to hearing his story.
And it'll be great.
Yes, it is an awesome, but unfortunate that he was a POW.
Definitely.
But it will give us a new or different perspective of a veteran's life.
For sure, it definitely will. So if you can make it out, please feel free to line up along Main Street. There's plenty of sidewalk space there, plenty of grass spaces.
And are we going to be having flags that we can have someone pass out for the children?
Yep, we'll hand out flags for the children or anybody who wants to wave a flag. We would love that. The Oliver Ames High School Band will be there. We'll have Ann DeSanto will sing. Ed Hands will give us our rundown on history like he always does. And among other guests. And please come out and feel free to assemble at the Veterans Memorial Park awaiting us to arrive there. That's where the ceremony will be. So if you have small children or anything like that, please feel free to go ahead and set up right there. And Parking will be available along the street and in those areas. Yeah, and any questions can be directed to me. I can be reached by telephone at 508-230-0690 for any questions that anyone may have about the parade or the ceremonies.
Right. And just a note, when you call that town number,
Yeah.
it'll be option 3.
Yes, option 3, thank you.
Because there is several different offices there at the Frothingham Hall, and the Veterans
Yes.
line is on
Yeah.
option 3.
Yep, but no matter what option you press, you'll reach someone in our building that can, get you where you need to go. So,
Right.
and they should also be able to answer this question of, certain information that's on the flyer at least. So,
Right.
and then afterwards, there will be refreshments served, coffee and refreshments at the VFW and where the American Legion post meets as well at 61 Rockland Street, and that'll be after the parade. And it is important to note, if there is inclement weather, the ceremony will take place at the VFW Hall at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So note the time change there from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. if it rains.
Or if it's very
yeah.
windy, because one year we had a very windy day, and
Mm-hmm.
we were unable to do a flag detail because of the high wind.
Yes,
So-
yes. So keep on the lookout for that. If you end up, going down to the park and no one's there at 1 p.m. or 1:15 p.m.
Yes.
By the time we make it to the end of the parade route, then, look to be at the VFW by 2 p.m. But we'll do our best to have signage or something to notify someone that the parade has moved to the indoor at the VFW.
So, talking about the change of the parade route, and part of that has to do with the relocation of the Civil War monument. So, the town had their selectmen meeting, and they discussed the timeline and explained how it breaks down, and hopefully it will be done by November,
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the statue will be moved. That process, I know they explained that they'll move it, lay it down in a staging area where it's covered and protected, and they will build a new pad. Essentially, where the current pad is, it just gets scooted back into the, I guess you would say, 5 corners bound lane coming out of Center Street. They're just making that into a 4-way intersection, which I think will be a good thing for traffic patterns and all that. And the monument, it's going to be in a better location to be observed by people walking by, or, rather than in the middle of that somewhat kind of scary intersection at times.
Yeah, so it would be possible
Yeah.
to, possibly walk over and
Sure, yes.
look at the monument up a little closer now that it's not in the middle of the street
Yeah.
as it had been.
Right.
And it will be a safety thing too.
Definitely.
Because unfortunately that area, it's been there for a very long time, and Cory and I were discussing that it was originally dedicated in 1882. So that's a long time for that intersection to be
Yeah.
there. And, at that time, I'm sure there were less populated area.
Yeah, I would be
And
willing to
now
bet.
we're becoming more populated, so it'll be much safer with the new construction.
Yeah, and got to look at this as an opportunity, right? So we can, change the way our parade works, and we still end our Memorial Day parade in future years at that Civil War monument, beginning at Church Street Cemetery, which is a beautiful route down Depot Street. It's a great way to go. And maybe now this leaves a better opportunity for us to have a brand new pad space with new landscaping.
Yeah, in the street,
Yeah.
I'm happy that Depot Street is being redone, because it is it had been very chopped up, and it was a difficult route marching down
Right.
because of that. And
Yep.
so now with the new construction and street layout, it'll be much easier
Yeah.
to traverse.
Oh, it'll be exciting to see,
Yeah.
and the person that they have moving the monument he's highly qualified from the sounds of it, and very interested and very dedicated to what he
Yes.
does. He's done work on multiple military-related monuments, so this is kind of his thing. So,
Great.
yeah, it's a good thing.
Yes.
It's a good thing. But you mentioned something that I'd like to just piggyback off of. You mentioned handing out flags at the Memorial Day parade and ceremony. I wanted to touch on how we go out and replace about 2,000 flags. So in about 2 days, we're going to be going to do that. Friday morning, 9 a.m., the May 20th, we will be going out to replace the flags at the cemeteries around town.
Right.
And basically, we enlist the help of about probably 45 volunteers that come out, and we meet at Southeastern Cemetery, and we just walk up and down the rows and replace all the old, worn, tattered flags with brand new American flags that are purchased by the town of Easton, and the state reimburses us money on those, a portion of the money on those. So it's a great service that we're able to provide. We provide the markers as well that hold the flags too.
And I thought it was interesting that I was told there are over 32 cemeteries in the town of Easton.
There are quite a few that are.
And we have them all cataloged.
Yes.
In books. We had an Eagle Scout do that a number of years ago as his project.
That's right.
So
the individual graves, he took pictures and marked.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was great. That was a great project that he did. And so the volunteers, they'll be going to the other cemeteries as well, right?
Yes. So I have a couple of individuals who are, rather dedicated to this, and this is something they enjoy doing with their family. So they will go out. They've been going out the past couple of weekends, and they do a few here and a few there, and kind of handle those smaller cemeteries that a lot of people probably don't know about. Some of them you pass, like there's one on Bay Road that's a smaller cemetery site. There's two on Prospect Street that are smaller cemeteries, one on Highland Street that you pass as well. But then there's single grave sites that are, one of them's located out near a water tower, and it's out in the woods essentially.
Wow.
So these are not all, right out front in the open and everything. So that kind of plays into, if you're surprised to hear that we have 32 or more cemeteries in town, there you go. Some of them are single graves, some of them are very not as marked as others. So.
Right, and speaking of that, I had seen in the town crier a mention of possibly doing something at the corner of Poquanicket and Foundry Street for the single grave there, which I believe is an older grave, right, from like the 1700s.
I'm not familiar with that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was mentioned in there.
I might have missed that.
Yeah, I believe it was prior to the Civil War.
Wow.
So I had seen it mentioned, so maybe that's something we can talk about in the future.
We should definitely talk about that.
Yes, and maybe do something for that grave and get a little more research on the exact details.
Yeah, so that's, that's just another, it's no small feat, and we do it with the help of volunteers. So thank you for continually volunteering to provide this great service to our veterans' families and their legacy, and we appreciate their service, and we thank you for your help.
Right. So jumping back to the monument, I just wanted to mention that we had some discussion at the American Legion about doing a rededication of the monument.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So once it's completed, whether it's November or later, we can maybe put something together for a ceremony to just rededicate the monument in its
Hasn't
new location.
moved in a long time. I think it would be well worth it to celebrate the moving of this monument.
Absolutely. And after that, there was, I wanted to mention about veterans and the discretionary fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how people can donate to the discretionary fund, townspeople. They have a website that you can donate?
No, there is no website at this time. So the discretionary fund, just real quick to tell you about what that is a fund that was created in town. about 2015 it was created, and it's funded by donations strictly, and there are gifts that are given annually, like we receive gifts from certain organizations, and we enter certain, like one year we were a recipient of the Festival of Trees, the money that they they earned through their organization. So things like that, and then what we do is the funds are available to be used in emergency situations, or to sustain the daily living or the dignity and independence of our veterans in Easton. And something particularly interesting to note, I noticed through my work with veterans that there is a huge disparity among the benefits that are available for veterans who meet the criteria of the definition of 180 days during peacetime and 90 days during wartime, active duty other than training. So that excludes most of your National Guard, most of your reservists that don't meet that criteria, right? What this does is the Veterans Discretionary Fund, we have redefined what the purpose of the word veteran is for the town discretionary fund purpose. And it's, if you wore the uniform for one day, you got any discharge other than dishonorable.
Okay.
So that includes a bad conduct discharge, a general under honorable, other than honorable. As long as you don't have that dishonorable, you're eligible to receive funding through here, because we believe that those are the folks that need the most help. If you don't have all the top-notch criteria that you've met, there are not that many benefits for you. So anyway, we were authorized to use this account to help. An example I always use is, a veteran who's hospitalized for, a couple weeks to 30 days, and they return home and all their food in their fridge has gone bad. The discretionary fund, and I can use that money to get you a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. I've used that to install a grave marker for a veteran under, ensuring dignity. That was that gentleman's final dignity that we were able to give to him, is have his grave marker installed when his family didn't have the money to pay for that.
So people,
gift cards for groceries,
right, that's what I was just going to
gas.
say. So the townspeople, if they have gift cards, if you purchase a gift card from a supermarket or a department store, in any amount that you feel comfortable with, they can donate it to you. And how would they do that? Would they drop it off?
They can donate gift cards, check, cash. Those are the ways there. The check written out to the Easton Veterans Discretionary Fund, and that can be brought to my office at 15 Barrows Street, or it can be mailed to me at 15 Barrows Street, Northeastern Mass. 02356. Those would be the ways that I would recommend doing it. I don't recommend mailing gift cards to my office. Please, if you need to, drop those off. There's a mailbox out on the side of our building that can be used as a drop box. So, any donations are greatly appreciated, and they're always put to good use. This account changes people's lives. It's amazing to have access to it. And it's used as a fail-safe when there are no other benefits available for certain veterans.
Yeah, and I know some of you mentioned about food going bad. Especially maybe in stormy weather, hurricane weather, and everything. People lose their power. Veterans lose their power. Everybody loses their power. For days, and the food can go bad. So the gift cards
and
can be
also
helpful.
The rising heating costs. I mean, I know I had an oil bill recently. It's over $6 a gallon for oil.
Yes.
That's very expensive. It's, it's essentially the price has tripled. And I don't think people were struggling to pay their bills before. They're definitely struggling now. Thankfully, we're getting the warmer weather, but there's no telling what we could be facing here.
So donations to Cory in the discretionary fund, and speaking about donations, I'd like to mention the Poppy Drive for American Legion Post 7. We have that coming up next Friday and Saturday, May 27th and 28th. We'll be at the Northeastern Village Shops from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can drive up and maybe grab a coffee, or you could park. There is a parking area if you would like to do that, and you can walk over and we can accept a donation, and you'll get a poppy in return for that donation. And if you mail it, if you do a mail-in poppy donation, what we have is a poppy with the poem In Flanders Field in a plastic sleeve. So we would send you a thank you card and that plastic sleeve for a donation of any amount. And something new this year, we have another location, which is going to be at the Walmart on Route 138 in Raynham, just over the Easton line, a little bit further down, on Saturday, May 28th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can stop there, make a donation on your way in if you need to pick up a few things from Walmart. So we encourage you to go there. It's been a little harder to get a location because of the COVID. Some of the stores, don't want to do fundraising or solicitation because of that. But Walmart is very willing, and we're very thankful to Walmart in the town of Raynham, who gave us a permit to be able to do this. So May 28th, Walmart, Route 138, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then, of course, the parade that following Monday. So it's a busy weekend.
Yeah.
A very busy
yes,
weekend.
yes.
So what we'll do is we'll put the information for Post 7, contact names, Cory's phone number over at Frothingham Hall. We'll also add a screenshot of the flyer for the parade, for the poppy drives, and please call us if you have any questions whatsoever. So this is probably going to be the conclusion of this year's panel discussion. Maybe in the future we'll find other topics to discuss. Things do change. This year I will continue to be commander. It is the way that it's going, and in the future we have a few other people lined up, and so there may be some changes of who's going to be commander, but I'm still going to be here in Easton, in the American Legion, with membership and being involved with Post 7. So please, be well and give us a call if you have any questions whatsoever. Thank you. Thank you, Cory.
Thanks, Theresa.